Alright, there's over 300 million lakes in the world, and while most of them look about how you'd expect a lake to look like, there are some that look totally strange and bizarre. So I'm counting down the top 15 most mysterious lakes in the world. Starting with number 15, Dominica's Boiling Lake. This boiling lake, located in a national park in the Caribbean, is renowned for its geothermal activity. This lake stands out due to its boiling waters and striking natural features. Now, what makes this lake famous is its rare geological phenomenon. Unlike typical lakes, this one bubbles with hot, steaming water due to intense geothermal activity. This lake is situated in a volcanic area, where the heat from magma below heats the groundwater that eventually surfaces at the lake. The water temperature in this lake reaches about 198 to 203 degrees Fahrenheit, nearly reaching the boiling point. If you were to swim in this lake, it would be extremely dangerous and potentially fatal due to the scalding temperatures. The heat here is intense enough to cause severe burns and bodily harm. Visiting the boiling lake, though, is possible, but it requires a challenging hike. The trail goes through dense rainforests, volcanic terrain, and steep inclines, making it suitable for only experienced hikers. The lake itself, though, is a mesmerizing sight, shrouded in steam and surrounded by mist. Its remote location and rugged surroundings adds to its allure and its mysterious ambiance. Despite its captivating nature, swimming, though, is strictly prohibited, obviously, for safety reasons. Number 14. Plv Lakes. Karst landscapes, shaped by the dissolution of soluble rocks like limestone or dolomite through water, give rise to some of the world's most stunning natural wonders. It is this unique process known as karst topography that has sculpted remarkable terrains across the world. In the Balkan Peninsula, vast deposits of limestone coupled with abundant water sources like springs and rivers have created breathtaking landscapes reminiscent of Eden. One such marvel is Croatia's Plitvice Lakes, a series of 16 mountain lakes formed by the interaction of water with travertine, a type of limestone. This travertine forms as calcium carbonate-rich waters flow over the living moss, gradually building up barriers that shape lakes and waterfalls. Over thousands of years, this natural process continues, with the water eroding the underlying limestone. It's located in the Lika region of Croatia, amidst the Dinaric Alps. It's divided into the upper lakes, Gornja Jezera, and lower lake, Donja Jezera. The park attracts visitors seeking tranquility and beauty of its surroundings. It's essential to stay on designated paths due to the region's history. During the Balkan Wars, Plitvice Lakes was the site of a conflict, leading to the placement of landmines throughout the area. Although extensive demining efforts were completed by Croatia in 1998, remnants may still exist in remote sections of the park. Number 13. Abraham Lake. Lake Abraham, located in Alberta, Canada, appears like many other glacial lakes in the Rocky Mountains, characterized by its striking milky blue waters, a result of rock flour carried down from nearby glaciers. However, the lake holds a unique and somewhat mysterious feature that draws outdoor enthusiasts and photographers alike: methane bubbles trapped in its frozen waters. Despite its appearance, though, this lake is not a natural one. It was formed in 1972 with construction of the Big Horn Dam on the North Saskatchewan River, and it's now Alberta's largest reservoir. Named after Silas Abraham, a local historic figure, the lake's true intrigue lies beneath the surface. It harbors methane gas, a byproduct of organic decay in its lakebed. As dead organic matter leaves the animals and sinks to the lake's bottom, bacteria then consume these materials, releasing methane gas in the process. In an artificial lake such as Lake Abraham, where the lakebed was initially covered with vegetation, this methane production is particularly pronounced. During the winter months, as temperatures drop and the lake surface freezes, methane bubbles rising from the lake become trapped in the ice at varying depths. This phenomenon results in a visually stunning frozen bubble formation suspended within the ice. On clear, snow-free days, these bubbles and intricate ice patterns create a captivating spectacle. However, caution is advised around these frozen methane bubbles. They can be highly flammable, and cracking the ice could release the gas, potentially leading to explosive situations. This unique characteristic of Lake Abraham adds an element of danger as the mystery bubbles to the surface. Number 12. The Aral Sea. The Aral Sea stands as a reminder of a man-made environmental catastrophe unlike any other. Once the world's fourth largest inland sea, the Aral Sea's demise is rooted in the ambitious cotton irrigation projects of the Soviet era during the Cold War. In the 1960s, the Soviet Union diverted water from the Aral Sea to irrigate cotton fields in newly acquired Central Asian territories, aiming to bolster cotton production. This massive water diversion combined with inefficient irrigation led to rapid decline in the water levels. Between 1960 and 1980, the seawater level plummeted by 65 feet, exposing vast stretches of seabeds and escalating salinity levels to lethal extremes. Today, what remains of the Aral Sea resemble a desolate wasteland split into two drastically diminished bodies of water. Abandoned fishing boats rust on dry land surrounded by contaminated desert terrain. Adding to the tragedy is the haunting legacy of a Soviet biological warfare experiment on an island situated in the heart of the former sea. Vozrotsdenyai Island served as a site for open-air biological tests involving anthrax, plague, and smallpox during the 1950s. Following the Soviet Union's collapse in the 1990s, the island was hastily abandoned, leaving buried canisters of deadly pathogens and contaminated soil treated with bleach. Despite subsequent efforts by U.S. anti-terror teams to decontaminate the island, remnants of these hazardous experiments remain, posing ongoing risks. The consequences of the Aral Sea's destruction extend far beyond environmental degradation. The local population suffers from alarming rates of cancer, tuberculosis, and anemia attributed to pesticide exposure from the cotton farming in the region. Number 11. Pitch Lake. Yet another lake that you best not go in for a dip. Pitch Lake in Trinidad and Tobago is a natural wonder like no other, shrouded in mystery. Well, what makes it so mysterious is its unique composition, a basin that collects both water and pitch, resulting in a surreal amalgamation of the two substances. The surface of Pitch Lake is unlike any traditional body of water. At times it feels soft and yielding, reminiscent of a giant eraser, while in other areas it can resemble quicksand. Pockets of water peek through breaks in the pitch, resembling frozen lakes in winter. Visitors are fascinated by the opportunity to walk on this unusual, often disconcerting surface. Now, the pitch is a form of natural asphalt. It varies in consistency across it. It can be nearly solid in some areas, allowing for safe exploration, while in others it hardens around objects like boulders and fallen trees, creating eerie sculptures and serving as reminders of the lake's inherent danger. The lake's historical significance dates back to Sir Walter Raleigh's encounter during his quest for El Dorado. Raleigh noted that exceptional quality of the pitch, which distinguished it from European varieties. Despite the lake's reputation for mystery and danger, intrepid travelers and curious tourists are drawn to its allure. Some venture to walk on its surface, prodding the sticky substance with sticks and rocks, while others explore the open pools of water that form in crevices within the pitch. Number 10. Don Juan Pond. Now, besides being fun to say, Don Juan Pond is nestled within Antarctica's McMurdo Dry Valleys. It stands out as one of Earth's most peculiar bodies of water. Now, what sets this shallow lake apart is its extreme hypersalinity, making it strange and alien-esque features within a frozen landscape. With a salinity level of 33.8%, Don Juan Pond ranks as the saltiest of all Antarctic lakes and surpasses even the Dead Sea in terms of total dissolved solids. This hypersalinity exerts significant freezing point depression, allowing the pond to defy conventional expectations by remaining liquid even in bone-chilling temperatures as low as -58 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, despite the name Don Juan Pond, it's more akin to an oversized puddle, measuring just 4 inches deep. This shallow, briny pool appears more like a thick, salty sludge than a typical body of water. Its high salt concentration renders it inhospitable to aquatic life. Since its discovery in 1961, though, by helicopter pilots Don Rowe and John Hickey, Don Juan Pond has captivated scientists. And its significance extends beyond earthbound studies. Scientists speculate that dark streaks on nearby cliffs could result from downward flowing brine, resembling recurring slope lines observed on Mars. Well, despite its diminutive size and peculiar nature, Don Juan Pond serves as a scientific oasis within its stark environment. The hypersaline anomaly continues to fuel scientific curiosity. Number 9. The Dead Sea. Well, speaking of salty bodies of water, the Dead Sea, also known as the Salt Sea, stands out as one of Earth's most unique. Located between Jordan and Israel, this saline lake holds several distinctions. One of the most striking features of the Dead Sea is its extreme salinity, nearly 10 times saltier than ordinary seawater. With a salinity level of over 34%, it ranks among the world's top 10 saltiest water bodies. The salinity is not uniform throughout the depths, though, but increases significantly downward, creating these layers of water masses. Until the late 1970s, these layers coexisted with different temperatures, salinities, densities, and ages. However, during the 1978-79 winter, the upper layer cooled and became denser than the lower layer, homogenizing the lake into a single body of water. Now, its geological origins date back approximately 4 million years, with competing hypotheses suggesting its formation within the Jordan Rift Valley or through the subsidence along the Dead Sea Transform Fault. This ancient lake, once part of a larger body of water, connected it to the Mediterranean Sea. It gradually became isolated and evolved into this hypersaline environment. The Dead Sea's low elevation, 430 meters below sea level, makes it Earth's lowest land-based feature. This geographic peculiarity contributes to the lake's unusual climate and evaporation dynamics. Now, despite the harsh conditions, the Dead Sea occasionally supports life in the forms of Dunadelia algae, responsible for the lake's occasional red hue during bloom periods. And the surrounding mountainous regions host diverse wildlife, including foxes, jackals, and ibex, while the Jordan River Valley serves as a critical migration corridor for birds and aquatic species. Number 8. Klikuk. The Spotted Lake, nestled in Canada's Okanagan Valley, stands out as a truly odd and mysterious natural wonder. During winter and spring, it appears like any other ordinary body of water, but as the summer sun intensifies, most of the water evaporates, revealing a landscape dotted with hundreds of striking, briny pools in various shades of yellow, green, and blue. Now, what makes the Spotted Lake so peculiar is its high concentration of minerals, including calcium, sodium sulfates, and magnesium sulfate, which have accumulated over time. Runoff from surrounding hills contribute to this mineral-rich composition, resulting in the vibrant and colorful pools observed during the dry season. Each pool's unique coloration correspond to different mineral concentrations. Now, the lake's unusual appearance and mineral content have held cultural significance for centuries among the indigenous people, who originally named it Klilok. They revered this lake for its perceived therapeutic and healing properties, attributing different circles of pools to distinct medicinal qualities. Interestingly, during World War I, the Spotted Lake gained additional historical significance when its minerals were harvested for ammunition production. Laborers extracted as much as 1 ton of salt daily from the lake, reflecting its practical value during wartime. Today, the Spotted Lake remains a protected cultural and environmental site managed by the Okanagan Nation since its acquisition in 2001. A fence surrounds the area to preserve its sensitive ecosystem and cultural heritage. However, ample vantage points along the nearby highway offer stunning views of this enchanting polka-dotted landscape. Moving on to number 7, Lake Balkhash. Lake Balkhash, located in southeastern Kazakhstan, is a captivating body of water known for its unusual duality and mysterious identity. As the 15th largest lake globally and the 2nd largest saline lake, Lake Balkhash presents a unique hydrological phenomenon that sets it apart. What makes it so intriguing is its distinct split between freshwater and saltwater regions. The lake's western half contains mostly fresh water, suitable for drinking and industrial use despite its yellowish-gray tint and limited visibility. In contrast, the eastern half is brackish and saltier, displaying mesmerizing emerald blue colors and exceptional underwater visibility. This split personality of Lake Balkhash can be attributed to its primary water source, the Ilai River, which contributes about 70 to 80% of the water volume. This river, originating from the Xinjiang Mountains in China, flows into the lake's southwestern shore, creating a continuous flow from west to east. Now, its ecological significance is underscored by the expansive delta, covering over 4,900 square miles and featuring diverse plants and animals. Unfortunately, the lake's ecosystem has suffered since the 1970s due to declining water quality caused by pollution from nearby energy projects. Despite its ecological challenges, though, it remains a vital habitat for diverse species and a subject of scientific curiosity. However, concerns persist regarding the lake's future sustainability, especially with the diversion of water for hydroelectric dams and irrigation projects, potentially mirroring the environmental decline witnessed at the Aral Sea. But despite its vast size, this lake still serves a relatively small coastline population centered around the city of Balkhash with a population of around 67,000. The construction of the hydroelectric station's reservoir has reduced the flow of the Ilai River by about 2/3, leading to a substantial decline in Lake Balkhash's water level and affecting its salinity and ecology. Number 6. Lake Managan. This lake, often referred to as the Eye of Quebec, stands out as a remarkable geological feature, forming a perfectly circular shape resembling a giant coffee ring when viewed from above. This intriguing lake is actually a reservoir, integral to a hydroelectric power system that serves numerous nearby homes in Quebec. What makes Lake Managan truly unique, however, is its origin as an impact crater created by a meteor strike eons ago, making it the fifth largest known impact crater on Earth. Covering an expansive area of nearly 2,000 square kilometers, the impact crater's central peak, known as Mount Babel, rises prominently within it, forming an island that occupies a larger surface area than the lake itself. This elevated center is a visible reminder of the immense energy released upon impact. Surrounding the lake is a network of artificial and natural rivers and tributaries that add to its appeal, creating an illusion of an overflowing water into the surrounding countryside. Now, despite the remote location, it's had a significant economic importance for the region. A nearby city with a population of about 23,000 thrives on economic activities such as timber transformation, agriculture, aluminum production, mining, commercial fisheries, and merchant shipping. The population around Lake Managan has evolved over time, with the coastal communities now predominantly French-speaking, alongside descendants of ancient indigenous families residing on the Pessamit Reserve. This blend of cultures and histories adds to the richness of the region surrounding this extraordinary geological formation. Number 5. Jellyfish Lake, Palau. Jellyfish Lake, situated on a secluded rock island off the coast of Koror in Palau, stands out as a remarkable natural wonder. This saltwater lake is one of 70 in Palau that were once connected to the ocean but became isolated over time. Now, what makes this lake so famous is its flourishing jellyfish population, which is believed to have been trapped in the lake around 12,000 years ago by a rise in sea levels post-Ice Age. The lake's isolation and lack of natural predators have created an ideal environment for these jellyfish, which feed on algae and have stingers too small to harm humans. Visitors to Jellyfish Lake can swim among these fascinating creatures, but scuba diving is prohibited to avoid disturbing the ecosystem. The lake is stratified into two different layers, with the upper layer being richer in oxygen and less saline, making it suitable habitat for jellyfish, copepods, and some fish species. However, the lower layer contains hydrogen sulfide and is dangerous for divers, with concentrations exceeding safe thresholds. During the day, the jellyfish migrate from the west to the east side of the lake, following the path of the sun that nourishes the algae they depend on. Jellyfish Lake is also known for its tidal connections to the sea via 3 tunnels near the surface, which regulate the water exchange and affect the lake's ecosystem. Tourists must obtain a pass to access Jellyfish Lake, and although the jellyfish have stinging cells, they are generally harmless to humans. However, precautions are necessary due to the presence of saltwater crocodiles in Palau, although they're not considered a significant threat to divers. But with that said, stay away. Number 4. Badain Jaran Desert Lakes. The Badain Jaran Desert, spanning the provinces of Gansu, Ningxia, and Inner Mongolia in China, is a remarkable expanse of sand dunes and mysterious lakes, earning its name from the Mongolian phrase meaning mysterious lakes. This desert, the third largest in China, is famous for its towering sand dunes, with some exceeding heights of 1,600 feet and having the world's third tallest stationary dune. Now, what sets the Badain Jaran Desert apart from other arid landscapes are the more than 100 spring-fed lakes that dot the sandy terrain. These lakes create an almost surreal scene, where sheep graze near saline waters and birds swoop down against a backdrop of towering sand dunes. Now, one of the most fascinating aspects of these lakes is their source of water. While some researchers attribute the water source to underground springs fed by groundwater stored beneath the sands, others suggest contributions from precipitation and snowmelt in certain areas. Despite the presence of groundwater, many of the lakes exhibit high salinity, with roughly half of them classified as salt lakes. The lakes of the Badain Jaran Desert are not merely decorative, they are life-sustaining oases supporting a variety of wildlife. These lakes also nurture a green ring of vegetation around their perimeters, highlighting their significance. Throughout the year, the lakes undergo fascinating transformations. Some lakes change color due to algal blooms, brine shrimp populations, and mineral formations, creating a dynamic and ever-changing visual spectacle. The Badain Jaran's desert lakes epitomize the delicate balance between water and desert, offering a contrast to the towering sand dunes that dominate the landscape. Their presence not only sustains life within the desert, but also serves as an example of the complex and mysterious forces of nature that shape our planet. As visitors behold these mysterious lakes amid the vastness of the desert, they're left captivated by an enduring allure and enigmatic beauty of this extraordinary landscape. Number 3. Lake Vostok. In 1996, Russian scientists conducting ice core drilling in Antarctica's Vostok Station made a groundbreaking discovery. Beneath the icy surface lay the world's largest known subglacial lake, comparable in size to Lake Ontario. This hidden lake had been isolated for an astonishing 500,000 to 1 million years, creating an untouched environment teeming with potential scientific wonders. The pristine nature of this subglacial lake sparked immense curiosity among researchers. They speculated that this isolated aquatic realm could harbor unique life forms and organisms that had adapted and evolved in isolation over a millennia. Initial tests on ice core samples taken near the lake revealed microbes unlike anywhere else found on Earth, hinting at the possibility of a thriving ecosystem beneath the ice. However, accessing this mysterious lake posed a significant challenge. The immense pressure exerted by the overlying glacier made traditional drilling methods impractical, as breaching the lake could result in catastrophic consequences such as contamination. In response to these challenges, NASA approved funding for the development of an innovative probe named Cryobot in 1999. This torpedo-like device was equipped with a heated tip designed to melt its way down through the glacier while unwinding a communications cable. As the Cryobot descended, the water refroze behind it and above it, maintaining the integrity of the ice ceiling. Before breaching into the lake, the probe would self-decontaminate using a hydrogen peroxide bath to ensure minimal contamination. Once inside the subglacial lake, the Cryobot would release a hydroboat, a remote-controlled submersible equipped with cameras and scientific instruments. This vehicle was designed to explore and document the lake's interior, potentially revealing an ancient ecosystem. Despite promising progress, funding for the Cryobot project was abruptly cut in 2003. However, the discovery of subglacial lakes on Mars and Jupiter's moon Europa reignited hopes for similar exploration missions in space, potentially paving the way for the revival of the Cryobot project. But a February 2012 update revealed that Russian scientists had successfully drilled to the surface of the lake, marking a significant milestone. However, concerns arose within the scientific community regarding the method used, involving kerosene to keep the borehole open. This method raised fears of contamination and compromised sample integrity, potentially skewing data crucial for scientific analysis. Number 2. Lake Baikal. Lake Baikal, nestled between the Buryat Republic and Irkutsk Oblast region in southern Siberia, stands as a titan among the world's lakes, not just in size but in ecological significance. As the largest freshwater lake by volume on Earth, Lake Baikal holds a staggering 22% of the planet's total fresh surface water, more than all of the North American Great Lakes combined. Its sheer size is matched only by the depth, plunging to incredible depths of over a mile, making it the world's deepest lake. The clarity of the waters here is legendary, with visibility reaching up to an astonishing 40 meters during the winter months. It's surrounded by majestic mountains, including the Barguzoan Range and Baikal Mountain, which add to its dramatic landscape. Despite its massive intake of fresh water, Lake Baikal has only one outlet, the Angara River, through which it releases around 60 cubic kilometers of water annually. One of the most captivating things about Lake Baikal is its remarkable annual freeze and thaw cycle. During the Siberian winter, the lake's surface transforms into a vast sheet of ice, blanketed by snow and reaching depths of about 5 feet in some areas. The ice begins to break in May or June as the temperatures rise, heralding the arrival of spring and the gradual warming of the lake's upper layers. This ancient lake, estimated to be around 25 million years old, was shaped by the fracturing and movement of Earth's crust. Some theories propose that Lake Baikal began as a riverbed before expanding due to tectonic activity and glacial meltwater. But the lake's ecological significance cannot be overstated. Dubbed the Galapagos of Russia, it hosts an astonishing array of biodiversity, with over 1,000 plant species and 2,500 animal species calling its shores and waters home. The lake is inhabited by the iconic Baikal seal, along with diverse land mammals such as the Eurasian brown bear, red fox, and Siberian red deer. Its avian population, too, is equally impressive, with over 260 bird species including the rare Baikal teal and Baikal bush warbler. Number 1. Loch Ness. Loch Ness in the Scottish Highlands is shrouded in mystery and myth, primarily due to the enduring legend of the Loch Ness Monster, affectionately known as Nessie. This expansive freshwater loch extends approximately 37 kilometers southwest of Inverness, deriving its name from the River Ness that flows from its northern end. Loch Ness is renowned not only for its natural beauty, but also for the centuries-old tales of a mysterious aquatic creature. The legend of the Loch Ness Monster dates back to ancient Scottish folklore and has captured imaginations of locals and visitors. Descriptions of Nessie portray a large, long-necked creature with one or more pumps protruding from the water's surface. While the scientific community attributes alleged sightings of Nessie to hoaxes, misidentifications, and wishful thinking, the allure of this cryptid remains strong, drawing enthusiasts and skeptics alike. The earliest recorded account of a monster in Loch Ness appears to be the Life of St. Columba, written in the 7th century AD. According to this account, the Irish monk St. Columba encountered locals burying a man who had been attacked by a water beast in the River Ness. Columba's intervention, marked by a miraculous gesture, purportedly halted the creature's assault, leaving witnesses awestruck by what they perceived. Over the years, numerous expeditions and investigations have sought to unravel the mystery of the Loch Ness Monster. Organizations like the Loch Ness Phenomena Investigation Bureau have dedicated resources to studying alleged sightings and identifying potential explanations. In recent years, advancement in technology have fueled renewed interest in exploring the loch. High-tech initiatives such as sonar mapping, thermal imaging drones, and hydrophones have been deployed to scan the lake's depths and surface, capturing intriguing sounds and visuals. Chances are the mystery of Nessie can be solved with some very simple logic. She's not real. But it certainly is fun to think about a prehistoric cryptid of a creature roaming about in the lake. So, at the end of the day though, the question really becomes, do you want to go for a dip in the Scottish waters of Loch Ness and find out for yourself? Yeah, I really don't want to do that. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you next time. Thank you to our channel members.